Hello again. So, for this video, I'll be making some stays. Why? I just feel like it. I want some. I think they're cute, and sometimes that's a good enough reason to make them. But also, they're a structured garment, and I do not have good posture, so I'm hoping that something with a bit more structure might force me to, not slouch as much as I do. Yeah, I've got my fabrics, grommets, zip ties, ribbons, everything I need to make some stays. Just have to make them, So we're gonna do that. After cutting out all 3 layers for each piece, I am now basting the seam line for all of these pieces. The basting is just going to help keep it a bit smoother, so when I add in the channels for my zip ties to go in, it's even and less likely to wrinkle, I think. Now just transferring the boning channel lines on my fabric, so when it comes time I can sew all of that in. Good morning! So, I've been a busy little bee the past few days. I've gotten a few panels done with my boning channels, and I stuck a zip tie in just so I could make sure it all fit. And as you can see, you just kind of shove it right in there. Stick it in a different slot. And it goes right in. And you'll notice that if you have more, it's a bit sturdier and it stands a bit straighter. I had like 6 in and it was just standing nice and straight. So I didn't get up here because I am putting a grommet right up here, and I didn't want to have to worry about grommeting over my stitching. So that's something I'll be doing when my awl comes in, and hopefully that's today. I am doing just a chain stitch, so I can show you how I'm doing that with this. So a chain stitch is an embroidery stitch. Ugh, let me move so you can see. Okay. And you'll notice there are little loops, like right here. And it's just kind of going in through the loop, making sure you're on your boning channel, or close to. This is all done by hand. I don't think having it perfect is necessary. And I've been going in about 1 centimeter apart. I think that's 1 centimeter. I'm really bad at judging distance, but that's okay. And just stick you right on through. Make sure that goes in. And you'll see it catches. So there's your thread, and you've made another little loop. You want to go as close to where you just put your needle through, as close as possible. And it's okay to just pull that out and try again. Or do it. O-N-E. And I've found it's helpful to kind of pinch your thread over here, so when you come up again, it just naturally is in the loop. Go out. Yep. Here we go. There's another stitch. And then I'm just going to keep doing this all the way down my line until it's done. And I've gotten 1, 2, I've gotten 2 panels completely done, and this will be the third one that's completely done. So once I get my next 2 panels done, I'll be mostly done with my stitching. I just have to get the sections that have all my grommets going in. But those ones, I think it's easier to just wait until I get my grommeting done. That way I'm not trying to, you know, do too much all at once. And I can whip this out pretty fast, especially because this isn't like a very fine stitch. It's pretty big, pretty loose. I'm okay with that. I know some people want like nice and beautiful and perfect and little stitches, and depending on what you're making, I think you should, you know, sew accordingly. And especially like, this is for me. I can mend it and I can fix it if I need to, but like, I'm not too worried about things looking pristine and nice. I want like that more handmade and fun feel. Like, I'll show you some of the grommets I've done and you'll see. Let me show you. Oh, jeez. So before I cut myself, this is what I got done, and you can see I'm trying. They're not at all even, and that's okay. Like, I'm supposed to have another one right here, but I don't think I can fit it. So this is what it is, and this is how it's gonna look. Oh goodness, what did I do? Oh, and I cut myself working on this grommet. I didn't tell you what I did, but I tried using an X-Acto knife to get through all the fabric, and don't do that. You'll wind up with a nice little cut on your finger, and it'll bleed a lot, and your husband will be like, "You need stitches," and you'll be like, "No, I don't, I'm fine. It's just in a weird spot." And then you won't actually need stitches, because you're right, it is just in a weird spot. But yeah, that's my story. Well, hey there. So, my awl came, but it's a lot smaller than I had anticipated. Probably my fault for not reading, but that's okay. It's getting what I need done. I want to explain what I've been doing the past couple of days. So, grommeting simply is not working for me. I cut my finger trying to put these in, and like, there's just way too much fabric for my grommets to go through. And I don't have the time or patience to deal with that. So, grommeting is out. What's in is sewing my eyelets again. So they're looking pretty small, but that's okay. I know I have some cord upstairs that I can thread right through these, and it's pretty easy to do for me, these little eyelets. They take a little bit of time, but it's really not too bad. Ah, shoot. Oh, no. Ha ha ha. Just on the back. I thought my ink had disappeared again. But it's pretty easy. I'll just go through where my, I've marked off where my dot is. And then you can just kind of stab this right on through and just push. And it does take quite a bit of physical strength and determination to get right in through there. But you can see it goes. And you get little eyelets about that big. And you can push this right through and help widen them up again. And they look nice. And they'll look nice from like the back too. Or the fancy side of the fabric, you know? I think I'm just gonna end up doing a much better job doing it this way than I would have trying to get those grommets to work. So I'm going to keep doing this, finish up my boning channels once I get these done, and then I'm gonna go on a hunt for my cord. And yeah, I think, yeah. Oh, and then I'll have to like actually sew this all together and finish it up real nice, but I don't have too much left to do, really. And I think it's good that my haul took so long to come in, because now I have a whole 2 extra weeks to work on this. So that's fun, and I'm gonna do that. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, I am reinforcing those eyelets with some embroidery thread. This isn't anything fancy. I think I got a big old pack of this years ago, and I'm still working through it. But it's doing the job. It does what it needs to do. Keeps those eyelets open, and that's it. And now we're just sewing together all of the pieces. Alright, and now is the fun part. I am trimming my zip ties to fit nicely into the boning channels that we created. And with those, we're gonna sand those down so the edges aren't so sharp. This is just sandpaper that we had around the house, and it worked fine. And a good tip, when you're cutting zip ties, don't use your fabric scissors. Find a pair of like good sturdy scissors you don't mind getting a little chipped and nicked. That's what these ones are for me. Hey, how's it going? So, taking a bit of a break at the moment. I'm on the final few steps, adding in my twill tape to hide these raw edges. So what I'm doing is I'm just trimming them and slapping this on and whipping it down. And I've gotten a couple done, working on the last few. As you can see, Amadeus has demanded attention, and that means I have to take a break now. So yeah, in a few minutes I'll get back to that. And we're looking good, I think. Hey, so I've gotten a fair bit done. I got my seams hitting, which is nice, and I've pinned on my bias tape all along the edges, so I just need to sew that down. I'm gonna be whipping it down like I did with my my twill tape, and that should be sturdy enough to at least get this whole thing finished. And after that, I just need to figure out the placement for the shoulder ribbons and find my cord wherever I put that so I can lace her up. So, almost done. Oh. Hello. Oh, okay. Well, I'm all done with my stays 4 weeks later. So, yeah, this took two weeks longer than I expected, but I'm really kind of glad about that. I think having that extra time to just really make sure this looks nice was good, especially because I hand sew, so it meant that I didn't have to like pull any crazy, I need to get all of this done in like an evening so I can move on to the next step, which I have done. I don't recommend. I say give yourself like a good time in the day to sew and then stop after that. Walk away, do your other things. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this came out. I think it looks really nice. I feel really nice in it. I was talking to my mom about this, and I was trying to explain how I felt kind of protected in a way. Not like physically protective. I mean like there's zip ties in here. This isn't protecting me against anything. But like it feels like it's hiding parts of myself that I don't feel necessarily need to be on display. Sort of. Kind of like wearing the petticoat with that dress I made not too long ago. Sort of feels like that, where it's like, I get to decide how much of me is being shown. And I think that's a really great thing about fashion and sewing and making your own clothes. You're in charge of like how much of yourself you show and what you show of yourself. So, highly recommend sewing things if you want. I am not used to wearing stays, so I'm trying to figure out how to breathe in this, how to move in this, how to sit in this. I have found that sitting on the couch in these, not comfortable. I sink in, so I'm in like a weird angle, and I don't like that. This chair is fine, actually. It's not a very cushy chair. It's pretty hard, but I don't know, I feel more comfortable in this one. But I'm sure everyone who has heard anything about corsetry and like more structured undergarments is wondering like, oh, do you bend? Can you move? Can you do your normal things? Yes. I mean, kind of. I can't bend too well, but you know, that was kind of the point. I didn't want to bend too well because I hunch. When I craft, I'm always like shoulders up, leaning right down. And I can lean, but I can't like fold like I'm used to. So it's a bit of an adjustment, but not a bad one, I don't think. I think this is going to benefit me greatly in time. Yeah. So my stays are done. So I'm wearing them. I think they'll get a fair bit of use. They're pretty cute. I'm really glad I went with this nice linen for a more showy outer garment, undergarment type of thing. Yeah. Is there anything else I want to mention about my stays? Oh, putting them on. That's sweaty work. But I got them on somehow. And it really helped when I was standing by a mirror, because I could just turn and look and see what I was doing to make sure I was laced up correctly. And I'm not even laced in like too tightly. Like I can breathe well, I can, you know, move and all that stuff. But like, yeah, if you have someone who can help you get in these, that might be good, but you don't need it. And I think that's it. So yeah, you should give this a like, give me a subscribe if you want, and if you're feeling extra spicy, you can check out my Ko-Fi page where I have a knitting pattern and a crochet pattern up right now, and I'm going to be working on getting some more things up there, maybe quick tutorials, quick crocheting tutorials is what I'm thinking right now, because that's what I'm good at and what I know. And I think it would be really nice to have a spot where it's a bit more designated to teaching you how to do the things that I'm doing, instead of just, I'm making this in a couple weeks and here's the thing. And yeah, like, subscribe, check out the Ko-Fi if you want. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter. I have one of those, but I forget about it, so I may be there. I most likely won't, because I'll probably forget about it as soon as I upload this video. Yeah. Alright, well that's it. So I will see you in the next video. I don't know what I'll do. We'll find out.